It was exactly 3 a.m. when I woke up. Not because of a sound, not because of a nightmare, but because of a feeling. A strange, heavy feeling, like someone was watching me. My room was completely dark. The power had gone out hours ago, and the silence felt thicker than usual. Even the crickets outside had stopped making noise. I tried to ignore it, told myself it was just my imagination, but then I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. Slow, soft, coming from the window. My heart started pounding instantly. I live on the second floor. There's nothing outside my window except open air. So what was tapping? I stayed frozen for a few seconds, listening carefully. It stopped. I almost convinced myself it was just a tree branch. Then it came again. Tap, tap, tap. This time louder. I slowly turned my head toward the window. The curtain was slightly moving, even though there was no wind. Something felt very wrong. I reached for my phone, my hands shaking, and turned on the flashlight. For a moment, I just stared at the curtain. "Don't look," I whispered to myself, but curiosity always wins. I slowly stood up and walked toward the window. Each step felt heavier than the last, like something was telling me to stop. I grabbed the curtain, took a deep breath, and pulled it aside. Nothing, just darkness. I let out a nervous laugh. See? Nothing there. Then I looked closer, and that's when I saw it. A face, right outside the glass. My heart nearly stopped. It was pale, unnaturally pale. The eyes were wide open, staring directly at me. And the worst part? It wasn't blinking, not even once. I stumbled backward, dropping my phone. The flashlight spun across the room, throwing shadows everywhere. When I looked back at the window, the face was still there. But now it was smiling. A slow, unnatural smile. The lips stretched too wide, revealing dark, empty gaps where teeth should have been. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Then it raised its hand and tapped again. Tap, tap, tap. But this time, the sound wasn't coming from the window. It was coming from behind me. My blood turned cold. Slowly, very slowly, I turned around, and there it was, standing inside my room. The same face, the same smile, dripping wet like it had just crawled through something it shouldn't exist in. "How?" I whispered. The window was still closed. It tilted its head, still smiling, and then it spoke, in a voice that sounded exactly like mine. "You shouldn't have looked." The lights suddenly came back on. Everything was normal. The room was empty.